What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Busy Fan. Today we've got some MLB recap for you. We'll go over some of the NBA scores from yesterday. And the most important thing that everyone's talking about is the drafts on Thursday. Who's the main target of conversation? Justin Fields every freaking day. So let's get into it. We'll tell you what we're talking about.
Yeah. This is Rev like Lil Home, that's why I stayed down. I done came up off that boy, look what I made now. Like Nike, I just do it.
All right. So if you remember, we'll go back in time. Going into this year and most of this year, it was Trevor Lawrence is for sure going to be the number one pick. Justin Fields will go number two. We'll see who will ball out and get that third pick. Then, since the season ended, things have drastically changed, which is crazy because I know the Ohio State lost in the championship, but he outdueled Trevor Lawrence in the semifinal game. And so Justin Fields looked like a total boss, like played amazing, 6 touchdowns. I know he had some bad games throughout the season, but his upside is so high, and we just barely witnessed his upside that it's crazy that we're still talking about this. But here's the point of conversation. Here's what you need to know. I am suggesting to all of us right now, if teams that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the draft, so that's the 49ers, Falcons, we'll even go up to the Broncos up there. If those teams somehow allow the Patriots to jump down to the top 10, or maybe it doesn't even have to be in the top 10, but if they somehow let the Patriots get Justin Fields, we all revolt and hate those teams. The Patriots have been the team that the world hates. The Cowboys and the Patriots have been the team that the world hates for a long time because the Patriots beat everybody. They always had scandals come out about them. The Cowboys just have the arrogance to call themselves America's team. So none of us like that, even though they haven't done anything in, the last how long? I don't even know how long. But those teams have been the ones that we've hated. If people allow Bill Belichick to jump down and get Justin Fields, we revolt on all the teams who allowed that to happen. Those are the teams that we hate now. They're top of the list. Screw them. So that's my fear right now. And it's very plausible because if you look at it, I know Cam Newton didn't pan out with the Patriots. We should have never let them experiment and see if Cam Newton would pan out. Like they paid him like $1 million. They paid him basically nothing to be their quarterback last year. Why didn't some other team step up and be like, "Hey, I'll give you 1.5 million." Like just up it a tiny bit so that we didn't let the Patriots experiment with this and possibly find the old Cam Newton. We kind of just got lucky that he didn't turn up to be what he was in the past. But people are just letting Bill Belichick and the Patriots experiment and do all of these things. Like, no. Do you not remember just sitting there and getting dominated by the Patriots every year? Like, except for Eli Manning. He doesn't remember that. But everybody else, we just remember getting dominated by the Patriots over and over and over again. Like, do not let it happen. Do not let them get Justin Fields, who should be the number 2 pick in this draft. Like, it's absolutely insane that they might be able to jump up and do this. And if they do, the teams that let them, they will pay. We will seek revenge on them. But whatever. So that's what most people are talking about because obviously the draft is just a few short days away. But I wanted to go over some of the things that are going on in the sports world, some of the other things. Well, actually, before we get there, we'll start here. The PFF just barely had Pro Football Focus just barely came out with another mock draft, and you'll see here they have the Patriots jumping up and getting Mac Jones at 10. And Justin Fields going to the 49ers at 3. That is what I think should happen because the Jets seem pretty locked in, but nobody's talking like that. So either the 49ers are just like lying everywhere they go, which I would totally do if I was a GM. I would totally just mess everybody up. Or this is just wishful thinking and they're hoping that this will happen, that the 49ers will take Justin Fields. Because even though I think it's the best move, I don't think the 49ers are planning on taking the best move. So, yeah, right here, we see Justin Fields going 3 and Mac Jones going 10 to the Patriots. That I would be more okay with. I would rather the Patriots not get anybody or any quarterbacks in this draft, but that's acceptable. Now, let's go talk about NBA games. So the NBA standings in the West are getting pretty close. The Lakers beat the Magic yesterday. Anthony Davis had his best game since being back, which was not great by Anthony Davis standards, but he's getting there. The Jazz cannot beat the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are like the third worst team in the NBA record wise, third or fourth. And the Jazz can't beat them. The Jazz don't have Donovan Mitchell, so that's why right now they're struggling so much. Definitely he's a difference maker on the team. But this is a little worrisome depending on how the seeds go because the Jazz are currently the 1 seed, but the Suns are right behind them. So we'll kind of see how things go there. The Kings beat the Mavericks. The Nuggets beat the Grizzlies. Bol Bol had a sick dunk in this game. If you don't know Bol Bol, go look him up, watch his highlights, and go check out that dunk. The Bulls beat the Heat. The Pelicans beat the Clippers, who the Clippers are still they're the third seed in the West, so they're battling for that see where they'll land. The Suns beat the Knicks. Spurs beat the Wizards. Pistons beat the Hawks, and 76ers beat the Thunder. So nothing that out of the ordinary in the rest of the NBA. Now, in baseball, the Dodgers, who are the best team in baseball, this was their second loss in a row. They lost to the Reds. So, big deal there. They're now tied with the Giants in their division, who are just getting better and better. Beat the Rockies 12-0. I'm not going to go over all of these scores because it's so early in the season that not every game will matter to you. But I want you to see whatever score you're interested in. So, scroll here, let you see what's going on in the baseball world. Oh yeah, Yankees lost again. That's another key focus is the Yankees' struggles this year. But so that's what's going on in the sports world right now. Everybody's really, honestly, everyone's focused on the draft right now. So these other things are just kind of to keep you up to date. But the draft means everything. That's what everyone's focused on. I don't know why Justin Fields is dropping the way he is, but he's about to be a steal if he drops way back to 10 or 11. And I hope it's not the Patriots who get it. We need the rest of the world to step up and make sure that doesn't happen. Oh yeah. I also wanted to show this. So this, for those of you who don't who haven't been on the website in a while, this is my Twitter account. What I do is I just retweet the most popular the things that I want to talk about the most. That way, I can give credit to the people who tweeted them originally, but also you can see, hey, this is what I'm looking at, and this is where I get a bunch of my information. So again, for Pro Football Focus, Justin Fields this year was the only QB with a top 10 passing and rushing grade last year. So he was sixth in his passing grade, second in his rushing grade. Great scores right there. So yeah, I have no idea why he's dropping so much. I think Justin Fields should be the second pick in the draft. I know he won't be because it looks like the Jets are pretty locked in, which I mean if you think you have your guy, you go for that. But very least I think he should be the third person going. But whatever. Don't let the Patriots get him. That's all that matters. Thanks for being a busy fan, and I'll get back with you tomorrow.